Welcome to Bulldog basketball here at Alabama A&M University at TM Elmore Gymnasium as the Bulldogs host the Tigers of Texas Southern University. I'm Chauncey D. Sanders, and I'm being joined alongside by my co-partner here, my co-pilot, my colleague, Jawan Davis. Jawan, we got an interesting one here on deck as the Tigers of Texas Southern University come into town, only standing right now in third in the conference, 7-3 within the conference, as the Bulldogs are going to have a measuring stick test, yes, yet again, here at Elmore Gymnasium.
Yeah, and they're coming off a tough one last week against not last week. Well, yeah, last week against Prairie View A&M. A hard fought battle against the top team in the conference. I know they didn't get the win that they wanted, but they did a good job, and they put a take away a couple of those turnovers, and you might be winning that game. So definitely another measuring stick game, like you said, against Texas Southern. With every game counting, especially this one being our last home one, I know Coach Howard would definitely want to go into this last little road stand and end the season with the W. So I'd like to see how our boys handle this adversity.
Sure should be a good one, as we stated already. The Bulldogs are just 4-6 right now in the conference. Tough loss Saturday here against Prairie View A&M, as they lost at the buzzer, a devastating blow for sure. They're going to look to bounce back today against this really great coach Texas Southern team here led by Johnny Jones. It's going to be an interesting one, in fact, to see how they match up.
Yeah, and with Michael Weathers being their lead scoring at the guard position, I'm pretty sure Coach Howard has had a plan to neutralize him and keep him off the scoring glass and try and make the others have to get into their bag against us. So like to see how our boys start this game off today.
Absolutely. No Cam Tucker yet again for the Bulldogs, wishing him a well recovery as we hope to get him back for the final two games. As we tip off here, tough drive for the Tigers as they're draped in their away maroon uniforms, as the Bulldogs are in their classic alternate sleek gray uniforms. As that three is good for Weathers, as he's going to get this ball game started with the three.
Yeah, and that's what our team, our men's team is best at doing. Is they're one of the better teams in not only the SWAC but the country at defending the three-point line. So definitely don't need the team to start getting hot from back there. As this is a good playing Texas Southern team. You don't want to get down on them early.
Johnson mid-range is no good. Gilliam getting the ball across as he swings it over to Weathers. Gilliam has it again. Looking inside, he finds Nichols. Gilliam looks inside for Nicholas, not able to hold on to the ball. Great defense there by the Bulldogs as Garrett Hicks is able to come down with the ball. Tough find inside for Johnson, short on the baby hook. Able to get his own rebound, not able to find the basket again. Tough break here for Jalen Johnson, missing his last three field goal attempts.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him going with him being the reigning SWAC player of the weekend, his third one of the season. Definitely to see how Coach Howard gets him involved in the offense early today.
As Nicholas was able to put that one in. We got a early 5-0 run here by the Tigers. Williams mid-range is no good. Here comes the Tigers. As Alexander has the ball on the wing. Ball nearly stolen by Hicks. Great defense there to get the ball loose. Rosas was able to hold on to the ball. Three ball is up for Gilliam, no good. Ball tipped, rebounded here by Tatum. As Tatum had a pretty solid game for the Bulldogs last time we saw him Saturday against the Panthers.
Yeah, his role has really increased as this season gone by, especially with Cameron Tucker being out these last couple games. really has adjusted well and has found his role scoring not only on the offensive side but defense as well, as he's been one of the better defenders for our team these last couple games.
Nice move by Williams with the shake. He's got Nicholas in the air there. Called himself a bird, and it's going to be at the line for two.
Yeah, and it's nice to see EJ get aggressive early. These last couple games, he really hasn't been too aggressive on the offensive side. He's still been there for his rebounding and defensively, but I'd like to see him get a little more buckets this game.
As Williams misses his first. Had an interesting outing against the Panthers, as he didn't necessarily contribute as much as we expect Saturday against the Panthers, but he also contributed as far as the energy as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing about him. He's a great energy player. He's kind of like that Draymond type player. He's the one that's going to get hype for every offensive play. He's going to get the team into it. So we definitely going to need some energy as we're starting off kind of slow with an 8-0 run for Texas Southern right now.
As the Bulldogs are on to a slow start here, as Johnson lost the ball there out of bounds. Bulldogs are trailing by 8 early on here in the first half, 8-0.
Yeah, it seems like coach is going to try and get another spurt of energy from his bench crew as he just subbed the whole front court out and gave a whole new three out there.
As London Riley as well as Parker check in, and also last Saturday we saw him starting for senior night. BJ Houston had a huge game in the 1-point loss Saturday against the Panthers.
Yeah, he definitely had a couple of those big veteran senior plays. He drew a big charge at the end of the game and also hit one of the threes that brought us back into it and put us on that run that almost won the game for us. So nice to see how he'll perform in his last game here in the Elmore.
Battle down low as Alexander was fouled. He's going to be at the line for two.
Yeah, you can't let that happen right there. We forced a couple misses but couldn't get them rebounds, and those offensive rebounds can really kill us. And it was a killer for us last week as the Prairie View Panthers had 10 to our 5 last week.
At the line for two is Galen Alexander, the 6'5" senior forward out of Louisiana, also a Georgetown transfer for Coach Jones's Texas Southern Tigers.
Yeah, any player that can come from a program is definitely historically good as Georgetown. I know he picked up a couple things that been good for this Texas Southern team as they got another offensive rebound and now double digits behind as our Bulldogs really need to get a bucket on the scoreboard quickly.
11-0 run here for the Tigers as the Bulldogs are looking to get going here. Tough mid-range there by Tatum, no good. Rebounded by Alexander. Here come the Tigers. Weathers pushing the ball through transition. He brings it out. He's met by Hicks. Gilliam looks inside for Nicholas. Tough shot. It's up. It's good over Tatum.
Yeah, and that's a real big height difference right there. And they took advantage of it right there, and they're up 13-0 right now. I know Coach Howard's really going to have to get into his players here and hopefully come out a little better than we start this game.
13-0 run here for the Tigers of Texas Southern University. The Bulldogs are going to want to talk this one over, led by Coach Dylan Howard. Juwan, tough break here for the Bulldogs. Not exactly what they wanted to start the first half off here, as they're down 13. What will it take for them to get going? What type of adjustments do they need to make early on here, as we see the height difference is obviously playing a key against the Bulldogs?
We have to get the Texas Southern. We have to get them uncomfortable. They're really in the flow of their offense. They're scoring from different ways, especially in the post, getting the ball down low, and they're killing us on the offensive rebound game. So I don't know if Coach Harper's going to switch up what they're doing defensively, but we really need to keep them out the paint. So far in these first 5 minutes, they've been controlling the paint. Then on the offensive side, we just need to settle down and get some better shots off. We're rushing into our jumpers and really going for the first open shot we got instead of making the pass for the best shot we can get. So we really just need to settle down and get into this game as we still have plenty of time left.
As the horn sounds. Parker to inbound the ball as Abalawa has checked in for the Bulldogs. Pretty good and interesting substitution there by Coach Howard. We're going to see how that plays out as far as adjustments are made. Riley has the ball. Short pass to Hicks, not able to find him. A turnover here for the Bulldogs. Here come the Tigers.
Don't need to start turning the ball over. We had 24 last week and 17 the game before that, so really need to clean our game up.
We have a moving screen on the floor as that foul will go on Rosas. As that'll be his first, team second. Maybe a spark of energy there for the Bulldogs. We're going to see here as Tatum brings the ball up the floor. He's met with a screen from Parker. Right-hand drive. Looking, he finds Riley up top. Riley kicks it over to Hicks. Hicks, nice move to 13 point per game. Guard swings it over to Tatum. Tatum, tough mid-range. It's up short. Tatum gets its own rebound, finds Riley. Riley swings the ball over to Hicks. Hicks looking for Lawal. He comes up for a screen instead. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Tough drive towards the baseline by Hicks. Riley tries a three. It's short.
Well, we're really struggling trying to get in our offensive game right now. We haven't even got a point on the board yet. We really need to find our offensive game soon.
Three is up. No good by Alexander. Rebounded by Riley. Here comes the Bulldogs. Hicks has the ball. Nice move. Mid-range is up. Off the rim and in. Garrett Hicks gets the Bulldogs on the board with 14 minutes remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, great, good bounce right there on the shot right there by Garrett. Hopefully that can be a spark of offense we need to come back into this game.
Weathers has the ball up top. Looks inside to Rosas. Layup is good.
You can't give up easy baskets like that. Abalawa, he took his eye off his defender for 1 second and gave up an easy layup.
Hicks has the ball. Thought about a left-handed drive there, as he does. He makes his way towards the left corner. He finds Tatum up top. Tatum, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Tough drive. Floaters up, no good. As the Bulldogs are going to be called for a shot clock violation. Tough possessions here for the Bulldogs as they come up with yet another scoreless possession here. Jawan, this team is made for the inside out. How exactly do the Bulldogs need to get their way inside and get easy baskets?
We have to find a way to get the ball down low. They're doing a great job of denying our postmen and not letting them even catch the ball in the post and forcing our guards to try and make a play ourselves. And when our jumper's not falling and we can't get the ball inside, that's going to lead to stagnant offense like we have right now. So hopefully with Jalen Johnson now back in the game, he might be the spurt of offense we need.
Slam dunk there by Hopkins. Nice find. As the Bulldogs trail by 15 here at Elmore Gymnasium, 17-2. Nice behind the back there from Hicks as Johnson pump fakes, takes a mid-range. It's good. Jalen Johnson.
See, right there, you got to take what the defense gives you. I know Jalen, he isn't just the best jump shooter for our team, but he can knock down the mid-range jumper. So, great shot right there by Jalen. We need a couple more of those to fall to cut back into this lead.
Checking again for the Bulldogs is going to be number 15, Dalen Smith. Great defense there by Johnson as the Bulldogs have switched over to a 2-3 zone, a 2-3 man zone to be exact. Also checking in for the Bulldogs is Anjay Cortez. Great to see him out there as he getting his legs back into playing form here as he hasn't played for the last couple games due to a wrist injury. As you can see, his wrist is still taped up there. Had a hard fall earlier here at Elmore Gymnasium.
Yeah, and we seen him slowly get back into form last week. He made a couple good defensive stops. Didn't make a big as a contribution offensively as he probably would, but like you said, him being off those couple weeks from that wrist injury really throws you off, and especially with him hurting his wrist, really was tough for him to get those jumpers to keep his rhythm going. So these minutes are going to be crucial for him as we definitely need him with us already being down a player and a key player in that in Cameron Tucker.
Well, we have a timeout on the floor here with 11:59 remaining here in the first half. The Bulldogs have had a tough go at it earlier on here in the first half, but it's looking like they're showing some signs of life here as they trail by 13, 17-4.
Yeah, they're really those last two possessions was the best ones we've had all game. We had our first really two open shots we've took. So if we can maybe get the jumper to fall a couple more times, as it seems like they want us to shoot the shot and not let us inside, similar to the strategy that Texas Southern was playing against our girls win. So just have to take what the defense gives you. Sometimes you have to work your way inside. So I'd like to see how Coach Howard has his boys come out of this timeout, as we definitely need a spurt of energy, as the first 10 minutes definitely didn't go the way he wanted the Bulldogs team to play.
Absolutely, as the Bulldogs are looking to claw their way back into this game against the arguably one of the best teams in the conference right now, Texas Southern being third, right behind Prairie View A&M University.
They've really been playing efficient basketball so far this game. They're not taking that many bad shots. They're getting the ball inside, playing great defense, and just really playing smart basketball. So hopefully our Bulldogs can turn the pressure up a little bit and get them out their comfort zone.
Hey, we'd like to highlight as well as much of how much we are a community here on campus, as we had a nice steal there by Tatum for the Bulldogs. Hopefully that could get them kick-started here as they're looking to fight their way back into the ball game. Nice mid-range by Cortez. Of how great this community is, and our mantra has always been start here, go anywhere, but also service is sovereignty. And that took place here on campus February 27th, just a week or two ago at Louis Cruz Stadium, as we had a community food distribution held right here on campus.
And like you said, yeah, service is sovereignty. That's our motto. And that's one thing that I feel like I like about the school is we put an emphasis on serving our community, as these are the people that's going to help grow this school. The same people that live here, even if they're not A&M graduates or have that many connections to the school, this is the school that's up here. So they're going to support us, so we have to support them back and do the things that's needed in this community. So great to see our fellow Bulldogs practice what we preach.
Absolutely, being the change you want to see, as that three is good by John Jones, the 6-foot senior guard out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Hicks has the ball. Looks inside, finds Johnson, who kicks it out to Smith. Smith tries a three, no good. Three ball is up for Alexander, no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Here comes the Bulldogs. As Hicks kicks the ball over to Smith. Smith mid-range is up. No good. High rebound there from Rosas as he's able to bring the ball down for the Tigers.
Great job of rebounding so far in this game. They're really killing us on the glass. And with that being one of the high points of our team, I like to see how our Bulldogs can maybe turn the aggressiveness up a bit. As Texas Southern is definitely still on that hot run to start this game off.
As Jones hit yet another three. This game is starting to get blown open here as the Bulldogs are looking to still hold on here as the Avalanche is piling on 6-22. Johnson mid-range is up, no good.
See, even though that didn't fall, we still need those open jumpers to be taken as just to have to find a rhythm in our offense.
Tatum finds Johnson on the wing. Thought about a mid-range, nice crossover. As he's going to be called for a charge.
Yeah, Texas Southern, they're really playing great defensively so far. When you give up 6 points in the first 10 minutes of the game, can't do nothing. You can't really complain about anything defensively out of your team. So our Bulldogs really need to step it up offensively as Texas Southern is running away with this game kind of quick.
Checking in for the Bulldogs is going to be Brandon Powell as well as E.J. Williams and Parker. A slight change in the front court.
Yeah, Coach Howard is trying to find that lineup that can maybe give him a spark.
Nice rebound there by Powell, able to track down the ball. Here comes Tatum and the Bulldogs. Tatum, nice crossover there, swings the ball to Parker. He tries a three. Three is up, no good. Good to see Parker out there as well, as this is only his second game here as a Bulldog. Nice crossover there by Tatum, gets the ball over to Powell. Powell over to Parker for three in the corner. It's good.
It's definitely going to be a much-needed spark for our offense. Been struggling offensively really everywhere just to get even open shots. So nice to see Parker hit that one down.
Welcome to the Elmore Gymnasium, Miles Parker, as he was able to knock down that three. 22-9 here. Plenty of time left in the first half alone, let alone the ball game, as the Bulldogs are trailing.
Yeah, that's one thing you can't do. You can't just shoot yourself out the game right away. Like you said, plenty of time to play. We still have plenty of time in the first half. Just have to continue to get those open shots and step our game up defensively, as like you've been saying, plenty of game to play. You get the mismatch right there.
Parker not able to get it inside to Williams. Tough transition here for the Tigers. As the ball is loose, nice rebound there by Williams to track the ball down. Hicks has the ball. He's coming upside the left wing of the floor. Looks to Parker. Parker, nice up fake. Mid-range is up, no good. Off the front of the rim. Ball is loose again, but here come the Tigers. Tough drive as Hopkins was able to get the finger roll to roll off the square and in the basket. 24-9 here at Elmore Gymnasium. The Bulldogs are taking upon an avalanche here by the Tigers. Parker tries a three again, no good.
Yeah, Texas Southern is looking real nice out here there as they knock down another jumper. It's really been playing excellent basketball, turning their defense to the offense, and they're really not seeming to miss shots.
26-9 with just 6:50 remaining here in the first half. The Bulldogs have got to start getting some points on the board and just starting to show some life. Hicks and one. As soon as I called it right on cue there, he'll be at the line for one after the break.
Yeah, and that's a much-needed bucket. It's really been tough for them to get any shots at the rim, so nice finish right there by Gary Hicks.
We got a timeout here on the floor with 6:43 remaining here in the first half. The Bulldogs trail by 15, 26-11, as they're looking to fight their way back into this ball game. Just moments at a time as the Tigers have just been pouring it on so far here in the first half, just continuously showing inside and out, giving the Bulldogs plenty of looks to talk about here at the timeout break.
Yeah, they really haven't took their foot off the gas since the game started. They started off on that 13-0 run. They haven't stopped since. They're playing excellent offense, but on the defensive side there is really where they're killing us at. We can't get no shots in the paint. They're denying all our post passes and really forcing our guards to have to create a bucket. So hopefully, Garrett, like how Garrett Hicks did on that previous possession, forcing a play out himself to get it. You just sometimes have to get it how you can. And little plays like that can open up the offense and maybe even get them out of the offense that they're currently playing. I mean, defense that Texas Southern is currently playing in.
With 6:43 remaining here in the first half, the Bulldogs trail by 15, 26-11 at the horn. Last time we saw this Bulldog team, they were in a similar situation, not down by as much here in the first half against the Panthers Prairie View A&M University. However, they don't want to have to fight themselves as well as the opposing team like they did Saturday, having to adjust from making so many turnovers and mistakes earlier on that came up costly towards the end of the ball game.
Yeah, that's one thing about a Bulldog team is they've been in this situation before, like you just stated. Even though it wasn't as big as the lead, we've been having a couple slow starts to start these games off, and when you have to play from behind, it takes more energy out of you. You have to play with a little more energy just to keep yourself in the game. So hopefully we can clean this game up and finish this half off.
Yes, we're going to get a charge called on Nicholas there. Great defense by Johnson.
And see, like we've been saying, we just need a spark energy. A charge like that and a change of possession can easily be the switch needed for our offense.
As that'll be Nicholas' second, team's fifth. Checking in for the Tigers is going to be Galen Alexander. Hicks looking down low, finds Johnson up high. Riley, three is good.
What we needed. Now we're getting back into it. Just have to start picking up a little bit more on this defensive side of the ball.
Rosas kicks the ball over to Gilliam. Alexander, nice screen there. Tough mid-range for Baldwin, no good, as he is just getting his first look at the Bulldogs off the bench today. Hicks, nice crossover, met with a screen by Williams. Tough mid-range, it's up, it's good. The Bulldogs are starting to show life here as Garrett Hicks has just trimmed this lead down to a 10-point deficit.
Yeah, and it all started with that and one Garrett had. Nice little energy play. We've drawn a charge, hit a couple, hit a three. So nice to see a little more energy being played from our Bulldog team.
Nice rebound there by Johnson. Here comes the Bulldogs, able to finally get within reach as they were just being piled on here as the Avalanche ball is loose. Hicks is able to recover. He swings it over to Powell. Powell over to Johnson. Johnson to Riley. He tries a three, but stepped out of bounds. Tough break there for the Bulldogs as Riley had just stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, and even though he didn't get off, that was a great play by Garrett, keeping the ball in play. And even though he didn't knock it down, need more plays like that, need more open shots to open this game up.
As they are without Cameron Tucker in the backcourt, they're sure going to miss him, especially today.
Yeah, he's a great defender for him. One of the best perimeter defenders on his team, but he's also one of the better playmakers as well. At one point he was leading the nation in assists, so definitely a big piece of the team missing right there out of Cameron Tucker.
Checking back in for the Bulldogs is London Riley. Great minutes there by Brandon Powell. As we're going to have a foul on Tatum. The Tigers are now in a 1-and-1 situation. At the line for the Tigers is going to be Jordan Gilliam. Gilliam, the redshirt junior from Houston, Texas, a transfer from UC Riverside.
And it's definitely a lot of transfer players I see from some big name schools as well on this Texas Southern roster. I know as good as that sound, it could be tough as well, mixing all those different players from their different programs and getting them on the one accord. So nice to see how Coach Jones has kept the players glued together as they're one of the top teams here in the SWAC.
Last time the Bulldogs saw him, he was able to nail 5 3-pointers, a career high for him so far for the Tigers. Tough move there by Tatum, a little too much on it. Williams was able to come down with the offensive rebound. His shot is up short. Nice tip out to Riley. 20 seconds remaining here on the shot clock as Hicks has the ball up top. Being met by a screen from Williams. Hicks, tough three ball is up, no good. Here come the Tigers as Weathers was able to get the ball out to Gilliam. His layup is good. 30-16 here at Elmore Gymnasium. We have a tough one on our hands for the Bulldogs. Tough pass there by Hicks. As Hicks is going to be charged with the loose ball foul. Timeout on the floor as Coach Howard is going to want to talk this one over with the Bulldogs again with 3:49 remaining here in the first half. They trail 30-16. Juwan, they're starting to show some life here on the floor, but they've made a couple steps forward and now they're taking a couple steps back as at one point they were nearly down just single digits before Riley stepped out of bounds on that three there.
Yeah, and that was a killer right there for them. They really need to continue to play how they were playing for that short spurt. They slowed them down offensively for a hot second, but those two quick turnovers we had led to 2 quick buckets, and that's been our problem these last couple games is keeping the ball out in play. We've been turning the ball over at a very extremely high rate, so just need to clean our game up. And then on the defense side of the ball, just continue to play with pressure. When we're keeping them off the glass and keeping them out of the paint, we've been playing well, but just have to find that spark. I know Coach Howard is going to do his best to do that coming out of this timeout.
Welcome back to TM Elmore Gymnasium as the Bulldogs lead trail here with 3:49 remaining in the first half, 30-16. At the line for Texas Southern, it's going to be Galen Alexander. Alexander from Louisiana. He missed the 1-on-1 opportunity there. Tatum has the ball over on the left wing. Nice screen there by Williams. Tatum looking inside, nothing there. Hands the ball off to Riley. Riley with the nice between the leg crossover. Swings it over to Hicks. Hicks has 5 seconds on the shot clock to work. 4 low was called. Hicks mid-range is up. No good. Too hard. Here come the Tigers. Pushing in transition was Alexander as he kicked the ball back over to Weathers. We got a technical foul on Coach Howard. As Coach Howard was furious on the play, thought Alexander traveled. Was a little bit early there on the technical. It seemed that it didn't necessarily look to be enough, but it seemed like the ref is going to establish that he's not going to have it from neither coaches today.
Yeah, I know that's the last thing a referee wants is the coach dictating the game. So I mean, I understand what the refs going through. I know Coach Howard was mad on that call, but like I said, I know Coach Howard will want that back as every every point counts in this part of the game.
At the line for the technical free throws is going to be Weathers. Weathers, the leading scorer for this ball team here for Texas Southern. A really dynamic scorer, can get it from the three-point line as well as an excellent finisher inside.
Yeah, he's averaging 15 points per game so far this season. So he hasn't really established that scoring like he has all season, but he's been playing a great all-around game. He's getting his teammates involved well, and it doesn't take any moment for him to start getting a scoring run on of his own starting in this game.
From Roland Park, Kansas, he was able to knock down the second. Weathers also played and saw action at Oklahoma State as well, averaging 9 points and 2 rebounds. As Riley was able to grab the rebound.
Yeah, he's a former freshman player of the year in the MAC conference, so he's definitely a well-established player and a big part of this Johnny Jones-led Texas Southern team.
Johnson met with a double team there down low. Tough finish at the rim, no good, no call there as Weathers comes racing down the floor in between two Bulldogs. Not able to finish the layup, but it's rebounded by Rosas. We're going to have a jump ball called, possession arrow to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, great job of EJ keeping them away from getting that basket on the low, but have to limit them offensive rebounds that's definitely been keeping these extra possessions going for Texas Southern.
Tatum swings the ball over to Hicks. Right-hand layup is up. No good, but he's going to be at the line for 2. Nice drive there as that foul is going to go on Michael Weathers.
Yeah, we need some more of that. We haven't had that happen too many times today, but when we've got the ball with our guards to penetrate the paint, we've been drawing a lot of fouls, so we need to continue to do that as we need to find a way to fight our way back into this one.
Garrett Hicks. Starting sophomore guard, homegrown right here in Madison, Alabama. Graduate from James Clemens High School. Majoring in marketing. He's able to knock down the free throw. 31-17, tough ball game here for the Bulldogs, but they're slowly fighting their way back into this game. Nice defense there by Williams. Get that weak stuff out of here. Here come the Bulldogs. Hicks has the ball on the right wing. Nifty handle there going between 2 screens. 3 ball is up, no good off the front of the rim, but he's able to track down his own rebound. Riley tries a 3. It's good. London Riley for 3. That's his second.
And those 2 threes, and then the one he didn't hit, really keeping us into the game, man. We're right there fighting back into a single-digit game again.
Rosas is able to come up with his own offensive putback. The lead is just down to 13.
Yeah, have to limit those as we have to find a way to fight our way back into single digits as Texas Southern is doing a great job of keeping it just away from that lead.
As Riley has the ball on the right wing. He swings it over to Williams. Williams up top to Smith. Smith looking, finds E.J. Williams on the block. Williams has 3 seconds on the shot clock. Tough floater, no good. Tipped in by Jalen Johnson.
we need to stop right here. We don't need Texas Southern to go into the half with any more momentum than they already have. So a great stop and maybe even a bucket right here would be a great way to go into half for this coach our team.
As Coach Johnny Jones has already directed Weathers for one good last possession. Tough floater up and good for Weathers. 10 seconds on the clock here for Hicks and the Bulldogs. They have to get going early. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 2. Tough three is up. No good off the back of the rim, and that will do it here at Elmore Gymnasium for the first half. The Bulldogs find themselves down behind the 8 ball here, down 13, 35-22 in the first half. Juwan, it was a pretty solid game for the Tigers here, not ideal for the Bulldogs as they got going and out early to a quick 11-0 run.
Yeah, that slow start really has been a killer for them. They started up with, I want to say, a 13-0 run. And with them being down 13 now, it shows how important that start to the game was for the Texas Southern Tigers. They really haven't taken their foot off the gas since then with them putting up 35 points this half. So I know Coach Howard is going to put an emphasis on defense, especially with them kind of finding their groove in the offense as the first half progressed. So really need to find a way to keep Texas Southern out of the paint and limit some of these turnovers. And also, we need to play a little more aggressive on the glass. They're killing us on the rebound game, and those rebounds are leading to extra possessions. So hopefully we can come out and playing a little harder and have a little more energy so we can cut into this lead.
The Tigers' length overall as a team obviously was full and present today early in this first half. How do the Bulldogs need to beat the length of this Texas Southern defense?
You have to play. You have to use your advantages. You have. They might have us in length, but we have some quicker players out there with Garrett Hicks and Javon Taylor. We have some quick guards out there, so we need everybody we can to get involved into the rebound. Boxing players out, we have to play with heart. As even though they're taller than us, if we can just play with their energy and box our players out and keep them out the paint, we can get a couple extra glasses and keep them off the offensive board. As them second chance points really been killing us in the first half.
Absolutely. At the half, the Bulldogs trail by just 13, 35-22. We'll be right back after the break. Trailed by 13 at the half against the Tigers of Texas Southern University. I'm being joined alongside by SWAC Commissioner Dr. Charles McClellan. Sir, first and foremost, we'd like to thank you for joining the live stream. Always good to see you here at Elmore Gymnasium throughout the many seasons you've been here present. First, we'd like to get started about the conference itself. We know that basketball is coming to an end and now football is getting ready to start up. What went into the process of starting the spring season the way you did with the multiple fall sports joining in?
You know, it was a process that we started back in the fall. We were one of the first conferences to make the decision to move to the spring. We established our schedule early. You know, a lot of what people were asking, can you do a spring and a fall? That is the reason why we settled on 6 games in 8 weeks. So we'll have opportunity to have 2 bye weeks. So if there are some COVID issues or some stoppages, we'll have the ability to fill those dates in. And we're starting to see that happening now. Championship game May 1st. So you're talking about May, June, July, August before you start playing again. So we thought that that 4-month break would give a opportunity for the teams to be able to heal and do the things that they needed to do. So when you start talking about putting in the COVID protocols and things of that nature, we learned a lot from basketball, obviously, and we looked at what the other conferences were doing football-wise in the fall. We took a lot of their information and tried to merge it. So we feel pretty comfortable where we are. We feel pretty good with our protocols, and we feel comfortable that we're going to be able to go through the season and be able to have that championship game on May 1st.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that, especially from both sides, as it's going to be a really competitive spring season. Also, Dr. McClellan, we talked last season right around this same time in March about how we were trying to make the conference more competitive. However, you didn't tell us up your sleeve that you would have 2 teams from Florida joining us from the MEAC. What went into that process, and how happy are you guys so far with the state of the SWAC coming into next season as well?
Well, you know, I didn't know in March that that was going to be an opportunity. You know, it really started with Florida A&M doing a study looking at where they were within the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, and a lot of it had to do with travel. So they have a lot of natural rivalries here. And when you saw some of the teams leaving the MEAC and they started to assess what was going to be best for them, and then ultimately they saw the forward trajectory that we have within the Southwestern Athletic Conference. Leading attendance in football 42 of the last 43 years, and a lot of these changes are football related. Although Florida A&M and Bethune-Cookman, they come in loaded across the board in all 18 sports. But when it came to football, they looked at significant savings in travel. They looked at the crowd sizes that we have. They looked at the ability of being able to host the championship game and keeping the revenue. And it was something that was enticing to them. So they commenced a study. All of that information came back and said, when you look at the 2 conferences, SWAC is probably a better fit for you financially, geographically, and also from a standpoint of your fan base, your bands, all of that from a cultural standpoint. So when they reached out to us, are you interested? Obviously, we said yes. And then we were able to go through the process and get them in. Simultaneously, the board member that's on Florida A&M's board is actually the chair of the Bethune-Cookman board.
Wow.
So he was able to hear the presentation, see all of the data, and said, hey, would you be interested in Bethune-Cookman University? And we said, obviously with FAMU coming in, it would be a natural fit. We have 2 Florida schools. You know, we have travel partners, and we were able to get Bethune-Cookman in. And when you talk about where we are, you know, the level of partnerships that we've been able to generate in this pandemic, the level of television that we've been able to generate in this pandemic, obviously the ESPN, and we were able to get NBA TV for basketball. And there's a lot more to come. So it tells me that we're definitely moving in the right direction. There's a lot of interest within the Southwestern Athletic Conference from sponsorship, television. So a lot of more work to be done, but definitely we're headed in the right direction.
Absolutely. And I'm glad you touched on that as far as the recognition, because amidst the pandemic, we've seen a lot of recognition, whether it's been from Chris Paul wearing a different HBCU, plenty of SWAC teams, paraphernalia during the bubble, as well as we've seen a lot of conversations being held. And then last month, we saw ESPN highlighting several HBCUs, especially a couple of SWAC schools, Jackson State being one of them, during the month of February. How much does all of that play a part in recruiting, and especially gaining more and more talent here in the SWAC?
It helps tremendously. It shows everybody who we are and what we're able to do on the field of athletics and also in the classroom. And that's what why TV is so important. It shows what we can do, and it shows our student athletes, and it highlights the Southwestern Athletic Conference. You know, I never would have thought that the pandemic would have given us that great level of a platform, but it did. And I think our coaches, our administrators, our presidents, ADs, SWAs have done an excellent job of being able to sell their programs and show what we're all about. We know who we are, but now there's a different eye. And you see a lot of the recruits. You see some of the 5 stars that are choosing HBCUs. You're seeing the 3 stars and the 4 stars in football choosing the HBCUs. And we have a great brand. We play for a national championship. You can get on TV. You can go pro. You can get drafted in the first round, or you become a doctor, lawyer, a teacher, a firefighter. You can do here where you can do anywhere else. And I think that's the most important thing. It's a family environment. We're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure that you graduate. We're going to have our hands on you. So all of the things that the big institutions are talking about, we've been doing it for years. It's a family environment. And through this pandemic, a lot of people have been able to see what we have known about ourselves for quite some time.
Absolutely, and that's always a great thing. So we're getting into conference play and conference championship game later on here for basketball in the month. What played a part in from you guys originally having the games at the respective higher seeded teams arena, now going into the Birmingham venue?
Well, there were a couple of things. Our ADs and SWAs voted at the beginning of the season not to have mandatory COVID makeup games. That is the reason why we stayed with the 18-game format. So ultimately what we said was, if it's COVID related and if the 2 schools can get together, you play. But if you can't, then that game is not going to be mandated to be made up. We're going to get as many of the 18 as we can. And we created an unbalanced schedule ranking system. So we knew that everybody was not going to have the same number of games. But we wanted to take a look at who played who. So if you are 8-0 and your 8 wins came from the bottom 4 teams, then that's not going to be as good as somebody that's 6-2 and 2 of those losses came from the top 2 teams and 2 of the wins came from the top 2 teams. So it gave us an ability to kind of take a look at, because ultimately what we want to do is send our best team. And that ranking system gave us that ability. But with all of the stoppages, we wanted to be able to give as much fairness as we could, because none of this is as fair as a regular 18-game schedule.
Right.
So
Right.
we felt like that was one factor in saying, hey, everybody come to one central location. The second thing that ultimately put the nail in the coffin to move the tournament is that the NCAA required 7 consecutive days of testing. And you have to test the Saturday prior to the championship game on that following Saturday.
Right.
And they're going to send the airplane to Birmingham, and whoever wins is going to get on that airplane on Sunday, and they're going to go to Indianapolis, and they're going to have another 7 days of consecutive testing. And we felt like it wouldn't be prudent to have teams to travel this Monday, then Thursday, then Saturday, and then turn back around and travel Tuesday to a home site, and then come to Birmingham on Thursday.
Right.
We just thought that it was best to bring everybody to a central location, given, you know, the disparity of the number of games that have been played and the ability for us to be able to send a COVID-free team to the NCAA.
That's extremely awesome, and I'm extremely glad that you guys were able to come out with that outcome, as it looks extremely beneficial so far and will be whenever we get those champions crowned.
I hope so.
Absolutely. So, Dr. McClellan, one last question about the SWAC.
Sure.
When we're getting now into the end of the pandemic, hopefully, things are starting to clear up. We're seeing more and more states open up here and there. A lot of questions have been asked, particularly about the Magic City Classic game at Birmingham this coming April. A lot of fans have been wondering, will there be tailgating, maybe in the possibility if things start to brighten up in the future?
Outside of my realm in the commissioner's office, we don't get involved in individual games. That's up to the promoters and the institutions. And in this particular case, it's up to the entity Bruno Events that's running the Magic City Classic. But keep in mind, a lot of this is still generated by the city and the local county health officials. They will tell you what you can do and what you can't do. And I do not foresee, given where we are, even in the next month or 2 months, that they're going to open it wide open. Again, we wanted to play football, and we saw the level of excitement from our student athletes and being able to participate in the sport of football with Alabama State and Southern and all of our sports. This is going to be unusual. It's going to be not as we have been accustomed to, but it is football. And what we anticipate is let's play some football this spring, and we can get back to normal in the fall.
Dr. McClellan, we appreciate you for joining us here on the
Thank
live
you.
stream. We're extremely excited, not only for our Alabama A&M home team here, but for the conference overall and the direction you have it going under your helm. We
I appreciate
you
it.
again.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye.
That was Dr. McClellan here at half joining us for the live stream. Welcome back to the second half of the Alabama A&M Texas Southern ball game here at Elmore Gymnasium as the Bulldogs are looking to fight their way back into the game. Down 15. Riley tries a three. It's good. London Riley picking up where he left off in the first half, giving this Bulldog team a little sign here of effort, and that's all you can ask for right now, given the way the first half went.
And he's really playing a big role offensively for this Bulldog team. He's really been the best shooter on the team so far today. He has 3 threes today, and if he can continue to shoot like that, maybe he can wear off on a couple of his other plays. They really need to get the scoring going, as Texas Southern still hasn't slowed down here in the second half.
Riley kicks the ball over to Hicks. Hicks finds Williams. Williams tries a mid-range. It's up, no good. Rebounded by Johnson with the putback. Jalen Johnson. Nice play there, able to clean up off the glass. The Bulldogs are coming out swinging here early on in the second half.
Yeah, and that's what they need, energy plays like that. And a nice offensive rebound right there by Jalen Johnson, keeping the possession alive and keeping his game as close as possible, as they really need to try and get in the single digits here, as Texas Southern really been making it tough for them to cut into that lead.
Layup's no good, but rebounded by Weathers. He's able to get it to Rosas. Rosas' layup is up, bounces around and in, as he's able to get the Tigers on the board. 41-27 here at Elmore Gymnasium. Tatum swings the ball over to Johnson. Nice move, tough hop step is good, as he was able to get the floater to fall from the free throw line.
And we need more of that. We need to get the ball inside. If we get a travel right there, we need to contribute off these plays. We need to, off these turnovers, make some points. As that was a nice play right there by Jalen Johnson.
41-29. The Bulldogs are looking to inch their way closer and closer here as the second half starts. Hicks has the ball. He swings it over to Tatum. Looking inside for Williams. Finds Johnson across. Mano y mano. Johnson and Nicholas up top. He swings it over to Hicks. Hicks, floater was blocked right into the hands of Williams. Mid-range is no good, as Rosas was able to track down the ball. Alexander, tough finish. It's good.
Texas Southern, they're really doing a great job of getting on these fast breaks and finish. They're not slowing down and letting us set up into our defense. and they've really finished almost every fast break opportunity they've had.
Tatum mid-range is good. Javon Tatum. Weathers working his way around. Finds Alexander on the wing. Kicks it to Gilliam. Weathers tries a three. In and out, no good. Rebounded by Williams. Here comes the Bulldogs. Hicks has the ball. Nifty ball handling there. Swings it over to Williams, who gives it right back to Hicks. Hicks thought about going inside, finds Johnson. A little crowded there towards the middle of the floor. His floater is up, no good. Tipped out by Williams into the hands of Nicholas.
Yeah, it looked like it was a miscommunication. We had 3 Bulldogs in the same spot. That was a great defensive play right there by EJ.
Withers has the ball. He's lined up against Williams. Williams is low, looking to guard the defender. Cross-court pass to Alexander for 3. No good. In and out. Rebounded by Johnson.
And we've been stuck right here at this spot all game. You can get the lead down to 12 and 10, but we just can't seem to crack into them single digits.
Tatum looking to get the ball inside to Williams. As we have a timeout on the floor, the Bulldogs are fighting their way back into the game as they're down 43-31 here early on in the second half. Juwan, we've seen the Bulldogs are obviously showing a lot more signs of effort than they did in the first half early on here, as obviously the deficit shows itself as they're trimmed it down just a little bit. What do they need to continue doing in order to down the deficit and hopefully get the lead?
Keep playing with the same energy they're playing at. These first 4 minutes of the game, they haven't been turning the ball over that much. They've been playing good, clean basketball. They still can't seem to slow Texas Southern down offensively yet. They can stop them a couple of possessions, but they really can't just hold them in that stronghold that they need to defensively to come back into this game. But offensively, just continue doing what they're doing. They're getting the ball inside. Even when they're not getting the foul, they're getting some shots down low. They have to continue to get those shots down low to open up the outside shots for Garrett Hicks and Javon Tatum and London Riley, who's really been playing excellent today. So just have to continue to play at the tempo we're playing right now and get the game going at our pace, and I feel like we can cut this lead down and be back into this game.
As the horn sounds with 15:41 remaining here in the second half, the Bulldogs trail 43-31 as they at one point were nearly down 20 points. They're fighting their way back slowly in this ball game, and you can see it starting to wear on the Tigers of Texas Southern University.
Yeah, we're playing with a lot of energy, and even though they're up 12, a lot of that is due to the way they started the game. They started off hot, and now we've been really keeping up with them so far in this second half. And end of the first half, just that hot start really made it tough for us to come back.
As Parker was fouled, he'll be at the line for 2. As that foul was on Nicholas. As Parker, the transfer from Auburn University, a homegrown Huntsville, Alabama native here from Madison Academy, at one point played against Stanford, had a really good game against Stanford, and has just been out for just quite a while for his Bulldog team. Great to see him back in the mix for them, though.
Yeah, and he's really trying to find that role back. He's missed a lot of time in between those 2 games, the 3 games he played this season. So it's nice to see that he's starting to find his own this game. He's knocked down a couple jumpers and those couple free throws right there. He's been making making his spot known on the defensive side as well. So nice to see him find his spot and roll in the team this late into the season.
As Tatum has the ball, swings it over to Hicks. Hicks inside, tough finish. It's good. Garrett Hicks with the tough lay-in.
A nice, strong finish right there by Garrett Hicks, and that's cut it right there to that single-digit lead that we've been really haven't had since early in the first quarter when it was 9-0.
As the intensity is starting to mount here for the Bulldogs. Great defense there by Smith. Not able to come up with the ball. Great defense, though, having his hands active, able to get the block. It's going to remain here with the Tigers.
And see, those are the plays we need, even though we didn't get the turnover that we wanted, not letting them get the easy points down low. He thought he had the mismatch and tried to manhandle his way into the paint.
We're going to have an offensive foul called on Rosas. Great defense there by the Bulldogs, able to get the turnover they needed.
Great energy, and see, I can see the bench is starting to get up on the cause. They're getting a little more involved in the game. We have to continue to keep this energy going, feed off this momentum to cut this lead even closer, as this is the smallest lead we had since the beginning of the first half.
Hicks, nifty ball handling, swings it over to Smith. Smith back to Hicks. He swings it to Tatum. Nice up fake. Cross-court pass to Powell. Powell, nice move. Gets it over to Parker. Parker, nice up fake. Mid-range is up. No good. Too hard. Rebounded by Smith, but the ball was tipped out of bounds by Rosas. It's going to remain here with the Bulldogs.
And that was a good possession right there from the Bulldogs. They're passing the ball, keeping the ball moving, making the extra pass. It just didn't get the shot to go down, but great job keeping his possession alive.
Hicks, nice move. Tough finish. It's good. Garrett Hicks. Nice spin off the glass. The Bulldogs are trailing here by just 7 now. 43-36.
Let's see, there's some momentum, energy. Now they're playing the best basketball they've been playing all game. They're starting to slow them down offensively as Texas Southern hasn't got the basket in the last couple of possessions.
As that foul is going to go on Powell. What a finish there by Garrett Hicks. First was the show-stopping hesitation move to put both defenders' feet in quicksand there and to blow right by and kiss it off the glass.
Yeah, Garrett, he has the burner outside, but nice job of showing off the acrobatic layup he can pull off as well.
Great defense there by the Bulldogs.
Yeah, this is the best basketball we played. The crowd is starting to get a little more involved in the game as the lead is starting to tremble down. So hopefully we can keep building out this momentum as we can cut this to a 5-point game right here.
Ooh. Nice move by Hicks as he swings the ball to Tatum. Tatum over to Parker on the baseline. Nice move. He gets it off in the post. He swings to Hicks. Hicks tries a three. No good. Ball rebounded by Powell. He's able to come up with the ball. We're going to have a jump ball. The possession is going to stay here with the Bulldogs.
That is the reason I like Brandon Powell. He gives you those type of plays. Even though he's just a 6'4" guard out there, he plays like a big man. He does a great job of getting those hustle plays, those offensive rebounds, and that leads to another possession here for our Bulldog team.
As Tatum's going to inbound the ball, he finds Hicks. Hicks has 15 seconds on the shot clock to work with. Smith has the ball. He swings to Parker. Smith has it again. He's going to be able to screen from Powell. 5 seconds on the shot clock. He finds Tatum. Tatum has to get a shot up quick. Tough step back. No good. Ball tipped by Powell. The ball's loose as it's going to go out of bounds. Great hustle here by both teams. As Gilliam was the last to touch the ball out of bounds, we're going to have an injured player on the floor. What hustle there by both Powell as well as Parker to be able to come back and recover. As Rosas is on the floor, wincing in pain there, as it was a bang-bang loose ball play.
Yeah, definitely a lot of collision right there, but great play by Brandon Powell. And see, those are the plays that don't pop up on the box score. He does a great job, but he's a great defender, but that offensive rebounder there, that's a great momentum play for us, and we definitely can build off that as we got another chance at cutting this lead down to a 2-possession game.
Welcome back to Elmore Gymnasium as the Bulldogs are trailing by just 7 here early on in the second half and fighting their way back as they were just down 16 points. Nice move by Hicks. Makes his way inside. He's going to be fouled on the floor as that foul is going to go on Gilliam. Excuse me, correction there. It's going to go on Weathers instead of Gilliam. As Tatum's going to inbound the ball. Finds Hicks. Ball is tipped by Weathers. Weathers able to get the steal and a solo slam. Tough break there for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, can't turn the ball over. The one thing Texas Southern has been doing today, that when they force their turnover, they're getting points off it. They're not slowing down and let us get back in. They have to keep
Tough
ourselves
three
in
there by Javon Tatum. As the Bulldogs are still fighting back into this game. The intensity is still here being matched.
Yeah, they definitely found their offensive rhythm as players are starting to knock down the jumpers. We're starting to get a little more confident on offense.
As Alexander answers Tatum's three. Nice crossover there by Tatum. Looking inside, not able to find Johnson or Powell. Smith takes a drive. He finds Johnson on the baseline. As Johnson kicks the ball back to Hicks. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Tough finish there by Hicks. Blocked by Weathers. Here comes the Tigers. Weathers taking a tough drive. He finds Gilliam. Gilliam's layup is no good. Rebounded by Johnson. Here comes the Bulldogs. Tatum driving in transition. He's looking for a screen. Ignores the screen. Nice move. Mid-range is up. No good. Great hustle by Powell. He's able to come up with the rebound. As we're going to have yet another jump ball. Possession arrows going towards the Tigers. But what hustle there by Powell. Showing some fight, whatever it takes here for the Bulldogs.
And see, those are the plays Brandon's going to give you. He gives you those plays that don't show up. He's, like I've been saying, an excellent defender. He's a great rebounder for his size. And whenever you can get one of your guards to be able to fight down there with the bigs, and even if you get a jump ball like you get right there, that's plays you can build momentum off of. And with 11 minutes left in this game, and with it being a 10-point game, every play like that counts. And you have plenty of time to come back into this one.
Absolutely. With 11:20 remaining here in the ball game, the Bulldogs trail by just 10 now, and they've been within single digits now, fighting their way back into this ball game. They were down at one point by nearly 20 points earlier here in this ball game in the first half. What's been the difference here for the first half and the second half, which has been a tale of two cities?
Energy. They're playing with a lot better energy. They're holding it down better on the defensive side of the ball. They're not giving up those easy plays that we were in the first half. We're hustling everywhere, diving for passes, and also we're rebounding better. In the first half, a lot of those second chance points that they would get, Texas Southern were getting were killing us. They were getting offensive rebounds, especially with number 0, Razaz, who's been having an excellent game on the board. So nice to see that we're clamping down and focusing on hustle plays in the defensive side and just playing with more energy, getting more involved in the game. So just have to continue to play with this energy, and we can find our way back into this one.
After the horn here, it's going to be Texas Southern's ball. As Coach Howard is going to send out London Riley as well as Johnson and Smith in his backcourt. He's going to have Tatum and Brandon Powell to fill out the 5.
Yeah, and nice to see London back out there. He's definitely been a spark for us offensively with those 3 threes he hit. Nice to see if he can get a couple more for us.
Backdoor pass to Weathers, nearly thrown down, but he's going to be fouled by Smith.
Yeah, great effort play by Smith, getting a piece of that, his hand on that ball right there and avoiding the dunking. Even though he gave up the foul, not giving up no easy buckets.
48-38 with 11:13 remaining here in the ball game. At the line is going to be Weathers. Weathers, the transfer from Oklahoma State, sat out last season for Texas Southern, but saw 16 games, so he has experience from Oklahoma State University, a Big 12 Power 5 school. So it's not necessarily like he's having to relearn this system all over again necessarily.
Yeah, he's used to these moments, and like we said, he was not only on that team, but he was a decent part of their rotation. So even though he sat that year out, I know Coach Jones had him practicing with the team, and he probably I know he has a good grip of the offense now. He's definitely um, one of the better players on this team, with him being the leading scorer of it.
Also, when Dr. McClellan at halftime was talking about accumulating talent amongst the conference, he's one of those examples of that. Coming from a Power 5 school, not only coming from a Power 5 school, he also was an all-time leader at his high school as well in points and steals, scoring over 1,600 points in his high school career.
See, and that's what we need more of in the SWAC. We've definitely had an uppage in talent these last couple of years. We're getting those big star recruits, especially with the emphasis that's been putting on athletes in HBCUs now. So it's nice to see some of these talents, just like we're seeing here on Texas Southern, Georgetown. You have some of Nevada, UMass, and then even on our team with an Auburn transfer, it's nice to see some of these players go back to their roots and test the HBCU route, as the SWAC is definitely a growing conference here in NCAA.
As we have a timeout here on the floor, the Bulldogs trail with 10:17 remaining in the ball game, 51-38. Juwan, it looks like defensively the Bulldogs are starting to loosen up here, as now the deficit has grown. At one point, it looked like the Bulldogs were just within striking distance. What do they need to do to get back to that point again?
You got to keep them outside the paint. They're killing us in the paint. That length they have over has really been shown as a big advantage for them. Have to keep them outside, make them hit more jumpers. Even though they're knocking some of them down, just getting them to settle for a mid-range jumper or a long three is good for us on when they're not hitting as many as they were earlier in the game. So you need to keep them out the paint and continue to keep them off the glass. They're still getting a couple of those rebounds off, but they're not rebounding near as well as they were in the first half. So just have to continue to stick to the game plan. We still have 10 minutes and 17 seconds left. And just like how we cut that lead down out the last time out, we can easily come out with a quick run and be right back into this one.
Absolutely. With 10:17 remaining here in the ball game, the Bulldogs trail 51-38. Welcome back to Bulldog basketball here, as had a quick turnover. Three ball is up, no good there for Jones, but was tipped back in by Nicholas.
And see, those are those offensive rebounds I'm talking about. When you give up those extra possessions like that, especially with every possession counted, with us only having 10 minutes left in this game, have to continue to find the glass and not let them get those easy baskets like that.
Tough finish there by Smith. Tipped around as Johnson was looking to tie the ball up. Nice rip away there by Nicholas. He's able to get the ball out to Weathers. Weathers, tough left-handed drive off the glass is good, as the Tigers are starting to roar back at the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, we need to continue to score with them. A lot of their points in this game has been coming in transition. They've been doing an excellent job of running the fast break, so just have to continue to score with them and make them have to beat us in the half court.
Tough floater there by Johnson. It's good. 15-point ball game here. The Bulldogs are fighting their way back into the game again, as it's been nothing but a game of runs, as at one point the Bulldogs were just down by 7.
Yeah, we really need to keep the intensity we had going. We gave up a couple turnovers and tough one right
We
there.
have an and one. That foul is going to go on Jalen Johnson. At the line, it's going to be Jordan Nicholas. A transfer from Stephen F. Austin.
And like we've been saying, another one of those transfers. With Stephen Austin being one of those mid-majors that always find their way in the tournament. Just another one of those talented players finding their way to the SWAC.
Parker swings it over to Hicks. Hicks, tough finish and one. Nice left-handed finish there by Garrett Hicks to answer Nicholas and one.
You just got to keep fighting. It's 8 minutes and 30 seconds left, but you just need more of those type of plays where you have to have the will over might. You have to find a way to get a basket as you run out of time in this game.
Hicks' free throw is good. How about Garrett Hicks being nationally recognized on Bleacher Report Hoops earlier today as well in the HBCU spotlight?
Yeah, it's nice to see our players get the recognition, not only just our players, but the HBCU conference as well. I mean, the SWAC conference and HBCUs in general. So it's always nice to see some recognition. Also, with Jalen Johnson getting some recognition earlier this week. So just nice to see our Bulldogs get the recognition they deserve.
Johnson is going to be called for a foul. That'll be his third, team's fourth. At the line for the Tigers is going to be Justin Hopkins, a graduate from Samford University, a homegrown Alabamian from Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, we have a lot of Huntsville Huntsville athletes here today. We have a couple on our team with Garrett Hicks and also with Parker, and then on the other side we have a couple on Texas Southern. So nice to see a couple homegrown Huntsville natives here playing here in Elmore today.
Hicks up top, swings the ball over to Tatum. Tatum calls Parker over as Hicks has the ball. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Ball poked loose there by Weathers. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. He kicks it over to Parker. Tough mid-range is blocked. As the Bulldogs weren't able to get anything there on that possession. Ball back inside. Tough finish there. No good by Hopkins. Rebounded by the Bulldogs. Here comes Tatum.
Let's see, this is a fast break opportunity we need to take advantage of right here.
Riley tries a three. No good. Too hard. Ball is tipped, but we're going to have a loose ball foul on Alexander. As that'll be Alexander's second. We got a timeout on the floor as the Bulldogs are fighting back with 7:18 remaining here in the ball game. They trail 59-44. Juwan is going to take everything out of this Bulldog team to get back into this ball game as they trail by 15 with just a little much time remaining here left. What do they need to do to get back into this ball game?
Yeah, this is the time where you have to pin your ears back and win this one. You still have enough time to comfortably come back in this game. You don't have to rush. You don't have to force anything. Just play the natural game of basketball. You have to get the ball inside. You need to try and find a way to get the ball to Jalen Johnson inside. He's been doing a good job the last couple of possessions where we got the ball to him in the paint, getting a little jump hook right outside the restricted area. We're trying to get the ball down there. It seems that Texas Southern has noticed that and they're trying to deny him the ball. So we have to find a way to get a couple baskets from our other players, but still letting Jalen get a couple of attempts as he's definitely been one of those hot hands keeping us in this game.
first horn sounds off here as the Bulldogs are trailing 59-43. Tough break here as it seemed like they were fighting back into this ball game, and there's still plenty of time left in this ball game for them to fight back and take over the lead and come out with the victory. Just the mistakes will have to be limited for this stretch.
Yeah, we definitely have to play 7 minutes and 18 seconds of clean basketball. With Texas Southern, they really starting to find their rhythm back after having a little slow spurt in the middle of that second half.
Tatum gets the ball over to Johnson. Johnson makes his way to the post. Tough move, up and under. It's good. Jalen Johnson with the nifty post work there.
And that's why I was saying we need to find a way to get him the ball down low. He's found his groove down there in the post and it's really been taken advantage of. Just have to continue to try and give him the ball in good positions.
Weathers has the ball. Kicks it over to Jones. As Weathers has the ball back again. Tough crossover. Ball is tipped up in the air. As it's going to stay here with the Tigers. 3 seconds remaining here on the shot clock. The Tigers have to get something up quick. The Bulldogs have to play great defense here on this possession. Quick inbounds to Weathers.
Need to avoid foul.
Too hard, but slammed back in.
Yeah, I don't
As
think
the basket won't count. Shot clock violation is officially called. Great defense there by the Bulldogs, catching a break as well.
Good job of contesting that shot, and with it not hitting the rim, that putback dunk wasn't going to count, so we need to take advantage of this. Have another chance to cut this lead even smaller.
Parker looking inside to Johnson. Quick feed, it's good. Jalen Johnson getting going late here in the second half.
Like I just said, he's really taking over that paint. Have to force them, have to make them let somebody else score. As whenever he gets a chance, definitely have to give him the ball. He's definitely the hot hand right now.
Offensive foul is going to be called on Nicholas there as he elbowed Parker.
So we have to take advantage of it. Now we have another chance to find our way back into single digits. And with 6 minutes left, don't have that much time to waste.
Checking in for the Tigers is going to be Rosas. Glad to see him back as Yahuza had looked a little shaken up earlier here in the second half as he was going for a loose ball. As Hicks has the ball, 20 seconds left on the shot clock, looking for Johnson in the post. Finds Tatum up top. Tatum, nice move. Tries a three. Three's no good, too hard off the back of the rim. Weathers has the ball. He catches a double screen. Now Parker switches on to him. There's no basket. We're going to have a foul on the floor on Parker. A little too handsy there on the play.
Yeah, with that one being our fifth one, we really need to play some smart basketball to close this quarter out. Free throws is the last thing we need to be giving up with us being down 12 with just 5 minutes and 20 seconds left in this game.
As Weathers has the ball. It's going to be met with a screen by the homegrown Justin Hopkins. 10 seconds on the shot clock. He makes a move towards the left side of the floor. Easy pass into Rosas. Not able to find the ball in the basket. It's ball's going to remain here with the Tigers as it was tipped around after the miss. Great minutes there out of Parker. He's going to be subbed out for Brandon Powell, who's obviously came in as been a great spark plug for this Bulldog team. As we're going to have another foul on the floor here. The Bulldogs have to watch their foul count here as the Tigers are nearing towards shooting 1-and-1 situation for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, and that's the last thing you want to play, being down the free throw game early. That can easily take you out of the game.
Nice move there by Weathers. Tough shot, no good. Rebounded by Powell. Here come the Bulldogs, trailing by just 12. Looking to get within striking distance again as Tatum swings the ball over to Hicks. Hicks makes a move towards the right, looking inside, not able to find Johnson. Powell has the ball back to Hicks. Hicks is looking for Johnson. Back to Tatum. Tatum has 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. He has to work fast. Tatum, tough mid-range. It's up, it's good. Javon Tatum.
And he's really been hitting, him and Garrett Hicks has really been hitting those pull-up contested mid-range jumpers, and those tough shots can really be needed to bring us back into this one, especially at the end of the shot clock like that one.
We're nearing towards 4 minutes here in the ball game. The Bulldogs are just down by 10. Tough move, great defense by Riley as that mid-range is up and good. Nice post work there by Alexander on a tough fadeaway finish.
Yeah, when you have a mismatch like that, that's the best shot you can give up right there by London. Just a nice shot right there by Galen Alexander.
Powell driving towards baseline. The ball is going to remain here. As we have a timeout on the floor, the Bulldogs trail here with 3:51 remaining here in the ball game. One last push as they're down 61-49. Juwan, interesting play here coming towards the end of the ball game as we're getting really towards that nitty-gritty meat and potatoes of the ball game. With 3:51 remaining, what do the Bulldogs need to do defensively to get back into this ball game?
Well, with the time closing in on this game, this is the point in the game where we need to force some turnovers. We haven't been forcing that many so far, especially here in this second half. And with them, with Texas Southern forcing some, and not only forcing a lot of turnovers, but getting points off of the turnovers, we really need to try and catch up on that side department and get a couple of those quick, easy buckets so we can cut into this lead as quick as possible.
After the horn here, the Bulldogs are going to send out Tatum, E.J. Williams, Dalen Smith, as well as Brennan Powell and Gary Hicks onto the floor. Legendary coach Johnny Jones is going to send out John Jones, as well as Rasas Weathers, and also Hopkins onto the floor, as well as Alexander manning the middle. Tatum has the ball. He finds Smith. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Hicks has to move quick. 5 seconds on the shot clock. They find Powell. Powell, tough move. 2 seconds on the shot clock left. Tough three, no good. Hopkins tried to throw the ball off of Smith, remained in bounds as Weathers was able to come up with the loose ball. Tough possession there for the Bulldogs as they were looking to get at least something out of that possession.
Yeah, we can't have too many dead possessions like that one. Run the shot clock down and not getting the bucket.
Tough post move, no good by Rasas. He's up under the basket, out of bounds. The Bulldogs will take over as it hit the bottom of the backboard. We'll have a substitution here. A quick platoon swap in the front court as Williams and Powell will check out for Jalen Johnson and Parker.
And with 3 minutes left in the game and the way Jalen Johnson has been playing so far in this one, I wouldn't be surprised if coach tries to get him the ball down low one more time.
Tatum has the ball. He's met with a screen from Parker. Parker, nice in and out. He's going to be fouled. That foul's going to go on John Jones.
Yeah, with us now being in bonus situation, these free throws can be clutch as this is going to cut it down to a 10-point lead. The first 10-point lead we've had in a couple minutes.
Tatum's first free throw is good. So is his second 10-point ball game here at Elmore Gymnasium. The Bulldogs are down 61-51 as the intensity and the pressure is starting to add up here for the Tigers as the Bulldogs are looking to pick up defensively a little bit longer than they have prior. Tough shot, no good by Weathers, rebounded by Smith. We have a technical on Weathers.
And I've been noticing all game that these players have definitely been in the ref ear a couple times with these complaining. Seemed like the ref had enough of it.
As Weathers was a little bit flustered there and still looking for explanation on the no call there down low.
Hey, there's only a certain amount of players that can say something like that to a ref, and with none of these players being in the lead, that's going to be a tech almost every time.
As Hicks is at the line for the free throws.
Those are some big free throws for us. That right there puts us back in single digits with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left. We have plenty of time to get into our offense. Don't have to rush no shots, and if we can just get some baskets and could just continue to play defense, we can still get into this game.
Parker inside to Johnson. Johnson nearly lost the ball. Last touch by Weathers out of bounds. The Bulldogs will hang on to the possession. Close one there.
Yeah, it was a great attempt at trying to get Jalen the ball right there. Jalen just couldn't get a hold of the pass. Still have plenty of time on this possession to get a good shot off, though.
Tatum has to get the ball in quickly. Finds Johnson. Johnson swings the ball out to Hicks. Hicks finds Tatum. Nice pass inside for Johnson. Spin move off the glass, no good, too hard. As the Bulldogs have to pick up pressure a little bit quicker as that foul went on Tatum. As that'll be Tatum's fourth, has to be careful here on not fouling out.
Yeah, especially with Cameron not playing today. With us having one less guard, definitely need Javon to stay clean the rest of this game, as we're definitely going to need him in crunch time.
At the line, it's Michael Weathers. As we just saw him catching a technical foul there. Checking in for the Bulldogs is going to be London Riley. We've talked about Weathers earlier on in this game. He's been extremely vital for this Texas Southern Tigers team so far, and also has just had a heck of a career so far for everywhere he's basically played at. He's been a solid player all around, being the all-time leader at his high school in points and steals, also being the MAC Freshman of the Year, making impact early on, averaging 16 points, also playing and getting vital minutes at Oklahoma State. And now he's here at Texas Southern doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah, he's definitely a very talented player. He's definitely displayed that he can score, like you said, on all levels. He's also a nice size guard, which is definitely helping him on the defensive side of the game, where he's definitely pickpocket a couple of our guards on this today in this game.
As Hopkins found Alexander in the corner, up top to Weathers. 1:30 remaining here in the ball game. Tough finish by Weathers. It's good.
See plays like that with that 6'3" body, and with the long wingspan he has really comes in.
Tough three by Tatum for three. Put the ball game back within reach at 7. 1 minute remaining here. The Bulldogs have to move fast defensively. As Withers has the ball. We're within 1 minute. The Bulldogs have to put pressure on the ball here if they want to have a chance at tying this ball game up.
Yeah, it seems like they waited a little longer than they probably wanted to on that foul right there.
As Weathers is at the line second one rolls out. The Bulldogs have to move fast. Tatum has the ball. He's coming up the floor quickly. Gets a screen from Johnson. Nice move from Tatum. Shot is up. No good off the side of the rim. Rebounded by Johnson. The Bulldogs have to move fast. 40 seconds left on the shot clock. Tatum has the ball. Nice handoff from Johnson. Step back three is up. No good off the front. Rebounded by Parker. Parker over to Hicks, but it's short. As Gilliam was able to steal the ball, he finds Weathers. Two-hand slam. And that should do it here. We're going to get a timeout by Coach Johnny Jones as they just pretty much hit a dagger two-hand slam here at Elmore Gymnasium with 27 and a half remaining here in the ball game. The Bulldogs trail by 10. Tough break here down the last 3-minute stretch.
Yeah, they definitely got a couple shots up at the basket right there. They got what they wanted with him missing one of the free throws, just couldn't finish. And Javon moving a little too quick with him being in the rush to try and find a shot. And that turnover, like you said, most likely put the game away.
As the Bulldogs had a tough go at it today, as they got off to a really rugged start, being down 13-0 immediately at the tip, put them behind the 8 ball the entire game, and it felt like they were just clawing back and clawing back. And at one point, they were down 5 points. They were within reach. And then they just kind of gave out of gas towards the middle of the second half where they had they slowed down there. And it just felt like it was too much for them to overcome.
Yeah, but like what I said earlier, when they first went on their 13-0 run, when you're playing from behind the whole game, it takes a lot of energy out of you. You have to play with a certain amount of energy to just stay in the game, but to be able to come and make it a single-digit game multiple times like we did today, it takes a lot out of you. And they definitely showed a lot of fight, just definitely wasn't the start they wanted to the game, and that 13-0 start definitely held up, as it looks like Texas Southern is going to come out victorious today.
Tatum, tough find, looking for Smith, tipped out of bounds. 14.8 remaining here in the ball game. As Riley will inbound the ball, the Bulldogs will face off in Mississippi as they travel out to take on Jackson State University, as well as Grambling State University. They'll travel out to Louisiana for that one.
Yeah, with us taking the L right here, we definitely need to finish this season off with 2 nice road wins, as this losing streak has really came at a bad part of the season for our Bulldog team.
Yes, that will do it. Tough game here at Elmore Gymnasium as the men lose a tough one here, as the final score is 68-58. Tough one yet again, but also it's a great measuring stick on where they stand as far as the top of the SWAC, the head honchos. You lost by 1 point against the #1 team in the SWAC, undefeated in the SWAC Saturday. But also, Coach Howard probably want this one back. A tough one here against Texas Southern as well. 2 teams that's been well known to be at the top of the SWAC throughout historically this conference entirety.
Yeah, like you said, both of them teams are 2 tough teams. And I know Coach Howard definitely knew this was going to be a tough one, coming off of not only just a tough game against the #1 team, but with it being just one day rest in between it. So I know fatigue probably came in, and then with them playing behind, like I've been saying, that takes a lot out of you. And it definitely showed in the later parts of that game, but they definitely showed a lot of fight. They never gave up. They fought the whole game, and they definitely showed some positives throughout the game. I know Coach probably will want to start this game over from the beginning and not have that 13-0 run that they started with, but nothing but a learning opportunity, and definitely have to go out and see how we can finish this season off with 2 more games left in the season.
The Bulldogs fall now to 6-6 overall, 4-6 within the conference. A tough go at it as of late, as they look to try to stop this losing streak in Jackson. as they take on Jackson State University this Thursday
Yeah, and
afternoon.
yeah, this definitely was just a tough span for with them playing the top three teams in the conference back to back to back. This, like you've been saying, the measuring stick, and we just haven't been getting blowed out. They haven't been just manhandling. It just these little mistakes that we need to get fixed out have really been showing right here. And the good thing about that is we're getting that out of the way now. So if we can fight our way into the tournament, we'll know what to expect from all these teams. And we showed heart against all of them. So I definitely like to see how we look in Jackson as we have once again another top opponent.
Juwan, one of the common denominators of these tough losses against these top teams in the SWAC has been the slow start of this ball club early on in the first half. What do they need to do exactly to stop that bad habit of putting themselves behind the A ball and having to fight their way back?
You have to find that energy that they're finding after timeouts. They have to get that energy from the rip. They're starting the games off a little dull. I don't know if it's from the quick turnover in games or what, but they're starting these last couple games off just a little dull, not really getting those hustle plays. But as the game builds on, it seems like we play better from behind. It seems like that us being down by a certain amount of points, like it's a fire under us. We have to play with that fire from the beginning, and also we just have to clean our game up. We've been turning the ball over a lot these last couple weeks. We lined up on it a little bit. It wasn't 24 like we had last week, but we still had more than Coach Howard wants. So just have to continue to play smart basketball. I'm pretty sure Coach is going to take them back to the basics as these are two big games coming up for us at the end of this season.
Absolutely, as the Bulldogs are looking to get ready for the SWAC tournament coming soon in March as well. Well, we had a good one here today as the ladies were able to prevail big time here at Elmore Gymnasium, but the fellas, on the other hand, had a very tough loss here back to back, a very tough stretch in general. These guys have been paving the way, and they've been extremely impressive, in my opinion, especially against the Prairie View A&M game Saturday. And we cannot forget today as well as these two teams came in to Elmore last season and put on a clinic in an avalanche. And it wasn't as close as a ball game as it was the last two games we've seen here at Elmore Gymnasium.
Yeah, this is definitely a different Bulldog team we have here. In the past, we haven't been that dominant force in the SWAC. We've kind of been fighting towards the bottom with them upper teams like Prairie View and Texas Southern really running off against us. But this year, it seems like we have a different feel about a team. We're playing with a little more heart. We just have to figure out a way to start these game off with the same way that we are playing in the middle of them. We just have to. But with us having a young team, with us only having one senior, all our players most likely going to be back next year. We just have to fight and have to figure out what our roles are going to be for this team as everybody's going to have a chance to grow into their role next season. So we just have to finish this season out well.
Absolutely. As the Bulldogs take a tough loss here at Elmore Gymnasium, 68 to 58. We'd like to thank all of you all for staying in tune throughout the season with us, as it's been a tough season here for the athletic program in general, and not just here at Alabama A&M, but at a multitude of schools as well throughout the country, as we all are just trying to do our best amidst this pandemic. It's been a learning experience for sure for not only the coaching staff and the players, but us as well here for the YouTube channel, as well as our great staff amongst us.
Yeah, it's been a crazy, just really NCAA seasons with the COVID cancellations and all these other things and factors in there. It's really been hard to just get a nice rhythm in the season. And I'm mad that we didn't get to get as many home games as we would have due to the cancellations. But it's nice to see, especially here at the end of the season, that we really caught our rhythm. We found a way to prevent any COVID restriction. We haven't had any with the boys and girls in a little while. So even though a win or a loss, it's nice to see that all the teams are coming in safe and really find a way to stick to these protocols to finish the season. Hopefully we can have a clean, COVID-free rest of the season and really just let the boys be able to play it out.
Absolutely. And before we finish and wrap up here at Elmore Gymnasium, we would like to thank our production staff here on the YouTube live stream. You may not see them in front of the camera, but they sure are the true superstars amongst us here on the YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's really been great working with the staff. really found a connection with every person we work with. We really have grown amongst each other. And with us being a growing channel, we're really starting to get comfortable. And I like the direction that we're going in. So with this being the last home game of the season, hopefully we can build off this and have another great season next year. As hopefully everybody will be able to come back.
Absolutely. Well, from us here at Alabama A&M University, we'd like to thank you all for watching our live stream as the Bulldogs lose here, take a tough loss, a 10-point loss here at Elmore Gymnasium, 68-58, to one of the top-tier teams in the SWAC, Texas Southern University. We'd like to thank you all for watching, and we'd like to say go Bulldogs, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you.